Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today and welcome you to my reading on Aries. On March 20th, Aries is going to replace Pisces. Pisces has been fantastic for us, helping us with some of that intuitive energy. And we're going to be very much standing proud in this very cardinal fire energy. Now, a cardinal sign in Zodiac means it's a turning point. In March, we're looking at that turning point into spring. The same is true with the Aries Zodiac sign. We're looking at a turning point. Of course, the Zodiac signs that are correlated with the season changes are all cardinal signs. But that change, it's really what we need right now. And to top it off, we've got that fire, that passion of Aries, the ram, supporting us. And in some cases, giving us that nudge we need. Of course, I couldn't think of two better decks to embrace the Aries fiery passion than the Tarot Draconis and the Dragon Oracle. I really felt that we needed that high vibrational presence of the dragons to support us in embracing what Aries wants to share with us. And of course, like always, I have both these beautiful dragon decks listed below, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. And of course, my selections. The first one is for all my Aries friends. So whether Aries appears as your sun sign or anywhere on your astrological birth chart, this reading is for you. And if you aren't too sure, there are a number of free sites that will help you determine your astrological birth chart for free. And it'll tell you which zodiac signs and which planets are going to be very relevant for you throughout your life. And if you don't want to know and you know that you were born in a certain horoscope, that's okay too. I have two other selections for my non-Aries related friends. I have the Carnelian here, and then, of course, we have that tiger iron. Choose whichever group works and fits for you. And then head into the description box below. There, you're going to find timestamps. Click on the group's correlating timestamp. It's going to take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there, my friends. Hello and welcome, my Aries friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards here, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what Aries wants to share with my Aries friends. What card symbolizes the message Aries wants to share with my Aries friends? Now you're going to hear a lot of the word Aries in this reading. Oh, hitting you where it hurts. The Three of Swords. Aries is tired of the heartache and pain holding you back. Of course, it's time to release some of that. You're kind of tethered to one spot without that healing, without that release. So it's time to take that deep breath in and allow some of this stuff, some of this baggage, some of this pain to go. I know that's easier said than done. If it was that easy, we would have already done it already. Now, I do have a support for you. I have a meditation that I did with Archangel Metatron, and we looked at that release because this pain, this heartache, it's holding you back. And Archangel Metatron and I acknowledge that this is something that people need right now and in the future. Now, if you're new to my channel and don't know about my meditations, I have 2 playlists. One is Healing with the Archangels, where you'll find that healing meditation with Archangel Metatron. And the second is my Just You and Me playlist, where it's just you and me working on a tool or a skill that's going to help you. Now, all my meditations are about 30 minutes long. They're guided, and most importantly, they're free for you to use and revisit as you need. So, Archangel Metatron would be a fantastic support in releasing some of this pain, some of this heartache that's holding you back. Now, if you have done and participated in my Archangel Metatron healing and you want to step it up a notch, I have another meditation that can support you. At the beginning of March, I brought out a new meditation with Archangel Mariel, where we started to heal some of those memories, some of that trauma that we've been holding on to and carrying. Another fantastic healing meditation that would support you in healing the pain, healing that ouch, so you're able to embrace all these opportunities. You're able to move yourself forward, evolve, and develop. Grow as you're supposed to, as you need to. Now, the most important thing about these meditations, we're not healing one specific situation, event, or trauma. This is a global or whole healing, a holistic healing, where we're healing a bunch of events so that you're not reliving situational events over and over again, causing more heartache and pain for you. The last thing you want to do is re-traumatize yourself. So healing on a whole helps to release a number of these swords at one time. And that's an important piece about your healing. No matter how you decide to release this pain, you don't want to re-traumatize yourself, because you're going to cause yourself, more heartache and pain. You want to release that hardship, that hurt. Learn from a situation. We want to take that knowledge, and we can, without re-traumatizing ourselves, without revisiting that situation, that event. And if you're at a point where you're still looking at those flashbacks from a situation or event, this type of healing is not for you. We need to have healed past that, worked past that trauma to a point that we can release it. If you're having flashbacks, it's not at a point of those meditations. Those meditations don't want to trigger you in any way. That's the last thing any of the archangels want. It's the last thing I'd want to see happen. We need to take time with our healing and be gentle with us. We've lived through a lot in this lifetime and in past. So, besides this healing, let's see what else Aries wants to share with my Aries friends. What further insight, wisdom, and guidance does Aries have for my Aries friends? The 9 of Pentacles, reminding us that sure, you know what, we do have some pain. We've had to live through some hard things. However, and this is a big however, guys, we have a lot going for us. There are many aspects and pieces in our everyday, in our lives, that are going so well. However, we're not always so observant. We're not catching all of it. Aries is encouraging you to slow down and reflect in, not on this, but this. What's going right? How can you amplify it? How can you let that ignite your passion? Fuel your fire. You're my Aries friends. We are looking at that passion, that inner flame. Well, we need to work with this rather than this. This is going to hold us back. Whereas those abundant, prosperous aspects of you, they're going to fuel you. They can ignite things for you. You have this amazing, confident, motivated, and determined energy embracing you. It's flowing through your veins. Aries is part of you. You chose to have Aries in your birth chart. Well, let's tap into it. Let's use these amazing aspects to your advantage. We need to grow and flourish with aspects and pieces that are going right, that bring joy, that bring you fulfillment. It really helps you to enjoy and embrace your everyday. Oh, the King of Cups. I love this deck. I love the dragons. I love the artwork. The only thing that makes me really sad is that the court cards don't have dragons. Like, come on, this is Tarot Draconis. We should have amazing dragons in the background. Yet we don't. It's my one sad point of this deck. Back to the King of Cups. Of course, kings have the fullest and most control of their suit. And that's exactly what we need. You are my Aries friends, so I don't have to tell you that that lack of patience and that temper will get the better of you. It will add more swords, more heartache, more pain, and more conflict to your everyday. We need to take a page out of the King's book. Taking control of those emotions will help to amplify and increase your intuition, which of course will amplify and increase that abundance. We need to use our skill set to our advantage. We need to know our skills. We need to know our stumbles, those aspects and pieces that we need to work on. That temper, that lack of patience, it's part of it. And it's okay to have these areas that we need to work on, because when we're not in the heat of the moment, we can start to look at tools and supports that can help us with that control, with easing some of that burden. When we use our critical thinking skills and assess the situation, we are more able to use more of our faculties. We're able to tame that inner flame, channel it, and allow it to burn bright in other aspects of your life. We need that control, and that control, of course, is an individual piece. No one can do it for you. You need to have that control with your emotion, which I know can be a real challenge. However, with practice, with some patience for you, you will be able to do it, especially as you start to incorporate more tools to help calm you, help to revert to when you start to get to that point of frustration, when you start to feel your blood boil, if you will, taking those deep breaths, starting to get into almost a meditative state, which can be done if you focus in on your breath. Taking that break and pause, and if you need to, just excuse yourself to go to the bathroom. Having that break and that pause does help with reducing conflict, with giving you that space to calm and cool that inner dragon so you can use those skills, those tools to take control. It's really an individual piece, And everybody is going to have a different tool that they find supportive and works for them. You need to look at that. Research what tools you can use for anger, for lack of patience, and start to play with them a bit. Start to use our creativity and meld different tools together to make something that's going to work for you. So that not only during Aries, but during the rest of the year, you have that control and you have that ability to channel your energy and your passion to something that's life-giving, rather than something that's going to add more swords to that ever-increasing pile. So let's look at what else we can support you with here. What blessings Aries wants to share to help you out with this? What blessings can Aries share with my Aries friends to help them overcome the challenges that they're facing? Fantastic. Aquamarine dragon from Neptune enables you to access your deepest soul's wisdom. So important. We have a lot of skills, abilities, and tools hidden deep within us. They're going to start to emerge as we allow ourselves to grow, to evolve, to make better choices, higher vibrational choices. When we do that, we're starting to tip out and heal from past experiences. High vibrational choices means using the tools that are right at hand to your advantage, taking time for you to heal, to love you and nurture you. When we do work with those high vibrational aspects and make choices that are for our greatest good, we're going to start to be able to connect in with those deeper and more hidden parts of self. Right now, we can't access them. There's too much we have to release before we can do that. We need to take control back from our ego, and we need to release the pain. Saying that, oh, well, you know what, I have a temper and I don't have patience because I'm Aries. Well, that's just a crutch. You have the ability to make high vibrational choices for yourself. Just saying that you're Aries is not enough. It's kind of like putting your head in the sand. I'm going to avoid this because I don't want to. Taking that deep breath and addressing issues that are right in front of you so that you can move forward. You can break patterns and you can embrace the abundance that comes with this amazing work, because the universe likes to reward us. When we are working in that high vibration and for our greater good, the universe comes in and goes, oh, look at them go. I'm just going to add in extra supports that they didn't even think of. Ooh, let's give them a little bit of sugar and spice and everything nice. So, it's important to take that time for you. Make those high vibrational choices for you. And the aquamarine dragon from Neptune would support you in accessing those deeper wisdoms, which you're going to need to have that healing first, and then your aquamarine dragon from Neptune that you can call in will support you in accessing those deeper recesses of you, accessing those abilities that are held deep within you. Remember, dragons are high vibrational beings. You can call them in at any time. There's a lot of them. They're not omnipresent, but there's a lot of them, and they're just chomping at the bit to support us. We just need to take time and use our words and ask for the help that we need. And yes, we can ask for help from the dragons to heal, to release, to give us the strength and courage to make those high vibrational choices. The Earth and Water Dragon create the foundation for new growth, which is very much what we're doing. This card reminds us of two really big aspects here, two big pieces, which are also in the tarot cards here. We have the Earth, which reminds us that we need to have that grounded, stable space. Focusing in on some grounding will support us in making some higher vibrational decisions, will support us in our healing, will support us in releasing. I do have a number of meditations on both playlists regarding that grounded, stable energy. The second part is that water. We're looking at that cleansing and clearing of self, which does come in to that release and to our healing. So what we can do is set some intentions. Use our time wisely. Like I said before, we need to make some decisions for our greater good. It doesn't mean we have to change things drastically. All that the high vibrational beings is asking you is to start to take some time for you and, well, make some decisions that are in your greater good. Releasing some of the pain and cleansing some of it. One of the easiest ways to cleanse self is through water. And we don't have to have an elaborate water ritual to do this. We can use our shower or a bath to our advantage, setting the intention before we get in, and possibly asking the high vibrational beings to support us in cleansing and clearing ourselves in preparation for our day, or even to clear off our day from us. And then visualize a heavy, dark gunkiness being washed away. Now, don't worry, your guardian angel is with you and would transmute it back to a high vibrational energy, so you're not going to harm yourself or anyone around you. Setting those intentions makes a big difference. It's part of that high vibrational decision making in clearing out and creating a better space for the growth, for that understanding of self. And of course, with that water, we are also looking at that intuitional energy. Don't forget that we do have an amazing support team in our high vibrational support team that can help us. We need to slow down and be mindful of the messages and insight that they're sharing with us. It's there. We just need to be mindful of it. Be present in our day. Be present in the here and now, so that we can access that information that we need. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and that you're able to gain some insight and direction into what Aries wants to share with you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It helps me be found on the sea of YouTube, which supports us collectively, starting to raise our vibration and getting ourselves unstuck. And if you did like this video, don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more coming your way, and you don't want to miss any of it. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight, healing, and education is through subscribing to my channel and hitting that little red bell so you don't miss a video. And also, if you did enjoy this video and want to support me in making more, I do have a Patreon page. I have provided a link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Aries friends. Hello and welcome, my Carnelian friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards here, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what Aries wants to share with my Carnelian friends. What card represents the message that Aries wants to share with my Carnelian friends? The Ace of Swords. This is a time of learning and knowledge. We need to use our head rather than our hearts. Yes, Aries is a passion-based zodiac sign. However, it is determined to get the job done. And the way we need to go forward is through that knowledge. Those aha moments that are going to come to us when we get out of our heart center, we get out of that heartache and pain. It's holding us back, and it's not serving us. It's causing us to get caught in a rut. We keep facing the same things over and over again, and we don't feel like we're getting anywhere. We feel like we're spiraling and, well, causing more heartache and pain. We need to use our head, that knowledge, to get out of this ego-based gunkiness that we find ourselves stuck in. When we start to use our critical thinking skills and looking at the situation for the situation fact rather than the emotion that we've attached to it, we're going to be able to create a solution that will support us, that will be meaningful for us. And that's exactly what Aries is encouraging us to do. We need that confidence and that determination to get unstuck. We need to use our knowledge to get us out of this situation, to put action to our plan. So, let's look at this a little bit more. What further insight, wisdom, and guidance does Aries have for my Carnelian friends? I kind of think with the Ace of Swords here, how he has this electrical firebolt. It's kind of like a reverse tower, where we're the ones spurring ourselves into action. The universe isn't kicking us forward. We're propelling ourselves forward with this knowledge, our determination, and our skill set, our skills, our abilities. No one's doing this for us. We're doing it for ourselves. The Nine of Swords. That heartache, that pain, well, it's real. We feel penned in. This gives us a visual pictorial of what I just said, how we feel stuck. It's up to us to use that knowledge. We need to release the pain and use the knowledge for our own benefit, helping us get unstuck, helping us heal ourselves. Of course, the best way to do this release and healing, is through a meditation I did with Archangel Metatron. We looked at that release of these painful, and we looked at releasing this heartache and pain. It's an easier way to start to move ourselves forward. Rather than getting stuck in the individual situation, we're able to start to collectively release some of this pain. Now, if you're new to my channel and aren't too sure about these meditations I'm talking about, I have two playlists, two meditative playlists. The first is Healing with the Archangels, and that's where you're going to find the Healing with the Archangel Metatron meditation. And the second is a Just You and Me meditative series, where it's just you and me working on tools to support you out of your situation, helping you really embrace your everyday. Both playlists have meditations that are about 30 minutes long. They are a guided meditation, and most importantly, they are free for you to use and revisit as you need, helping you to address the situations that come forth as they come forward. So that meditation with Archangel Metatron is a fantastic place to start. Now, I also released a meditation earlier in the month with Archangel Mariel, where we looked at healing some of those memories, those painful memories that also comprise this pain and this heartache. It's kind of more of an advanced healing. If you haven't done any of my meditations, or you haven't visited the Archangel Metatron meditation in quite some time, I would start there and then go on to the Archangel Mariel. It's a little bit more of a deeper, healing, if you will. And you'll get more out of it if you start with that preliminary and work your way up. Now, the big piece here, guys, this is a holistic healing. It's not an individual aspect healing. We don't want to trigger or re-traumatize ourselves. And if you are still in that phase of being triggered quite easily due to the trauma that you've overcome, these meditations may not be for you right now. We don't want to re-traumatize you. It's going to cause, even more heartache and pain, causing even more stagnation. We want to empower and heal you. And that's what these meditations are created for. Is that healing, helping you move forward. So Aries is encouraging you to start to take care of you and focus in on that knowledge. This knowledge, this release, it will support you in embracing more that is to come. Think of it as having a cup within you. There's only so much a cup can hold before it starts to overflow. When it overflows, we feel overwhelmed, burdened. We don't get anything done. However, if you start to release some of that heaviness, that sediment, that heartache and fear that's settled in on the bottom, and you start to scoop that out through releasing and healing, you're going to have more space within you. More ability to embrace the emerging aspects that come with it. You're pulling out a lot of the weeds and gunk, if you will, to show those amazing aspects that you've hidden deep within you. Taking that time will support you in understanding you more fully, rejuvenating and inspiring you to go forward, to embrace some of these new aspects and pieces that start to surface when we start to heal that gunkiness, that heaviness, that creating this stagnation. And finally, the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail. Well, when we do that release, here is your emerging aspects and pieces. You're embracing aspects that are high vibrational, that are going to create more abundance, more growth, more happiness and joy. We're not hyper-focusing in on that sadness. We're focusing in on what gives us life, what brings us fulfillment, and of course, abundance. It's a lot more fun to be focused in on this than on this. And Aries is going to support you with that, helping to strengthen you to face some harder aspects. And when I say harder aspects, please, please, please do not relive this stuff. We don't want to traumatize ourselves. We need to face that healing, that release, helping to motivate us and push us forward. We want to focus in on the positive rather than getting stuck and hyper-focusing in on this low vibration and stuckness. Now, we do have an important message here, guys. We have double ones. When you have that multiple one, the angels are telling you that this is a time to focus in and trust your abilities. Trust in you. And that's what we need to do. Trust in the knowledge. Trust in your gifts and your abilities. Focusing in on this and releasing this. We don't want this. This is holding us back. When we focus in on the double ones, you're going to see that shift. You're embracing that turning point that Aries is encouraging you to move yourself forward to. I know it can be a lot and it can be really challenging. Know that you are not alone. You have an amazing high vibrational support team right there with you. They are there for you and will help you throughout this journey. We have the cups, that intuition, that connection, it's important, just as that knowledge to go forward, which again is connected to our intuition. Now, if you're feeling really overwhelmed with this connection and understanding how to go forward, there's a couple things I can suggest. One is a connection meditation that I created back in October. It was an introduction to connecting or channeling. It helps to introduce us to our high vibrational support team and starting to work with them. It's a series of 3 meditations to help you continue to work with the different members of your team. Again, gentle, easy meditations to help you focus in and start to work with those intuitive abilities. The second that I can suggest to help you with this empathic ability would be creativity. When we start to focus in on our creativity, we get out of our head, out of that sadness, that fear, that heartache, the burdens, the challenges, and, well, that feeling of being overwhelmed. We get out of that because we're focusing in on those creative endeavors. Something that brings you joy, brings you happiness. And creativity is however you find it most beneficial to express yourself. Doesn't need to be arts and crafts. It can be a lot of things. It's just giving yourself that time to get out of your head, get into something fun, and help you express you a little bit more. When you do that, it's when the high vibrational beings start to give you those aha moments, because you're not so hyper focused in on the problem at hand. You're focused in on something life-giving and fun. That shift, it does support us in gaining that aha that we need. All right, speaking of supports, let's go into some blessings. What blessings does Aries have for my Carnelian friends? What a fantastic card. Silver Lunar Dragon bathes you in the divine feminine light, reminding you to take care of you. Be gentle with you, because this is a lot. When we're healing that pain, when we're moving ourselves forward, well, it can be a lot. Taking that time, being gentle and loving you will go a long way in supporting you with this amazing shift that you want, creating the change that you need in your life. It's amazing how that nurture and compassion to self, that self-love, can go so far and can help so much. I know it's kind of hokey and sometimes hard to do. However, it's really important. I actually have 3 meditations that will support you. They're all with Archangel Chamuel, and they're all with that self-love, that nurture and compassion to self. It's something that many of us struggle with, and it's something that a lot of us need to work on. Because the more we love ourselves, the more we're going to be able to rejuvenate us. Now, of course, we don't want to hyper-focus in on it, because again, anytime we hyper-focus in on anything, that's an avoidance tactic. We want that balance. Giving ourselves time here and there to care and love for self will support us in being able to make some high vibrational decisions for our greater good, helping us to get unstuck and out of where we currently are. Oh, fantastic. Rose Pink Dragon prepares your heart to connect with the higher facets of the cosmic heart. This dragon works a lot with Archangel Chamuel. They're on the same vibration length. And when I say that, that means that they come in on the same color vibration. And that's how we kind of know the archangels. They have different vibration colors that occur when they come into our area and work with us. That rosy pink, like what's happening in the rose quartz there, is the same color and vibration of Archangel Chamuel. That's self-love. And the rose pink dragon is going to support you in preparing your heart to even embrace higher vibrations of love. And there are many different vibrations of love. And just know that the universal energy, that unconditional loving source in the sky, if you will, there are very many different facets and vibrations of love. The more we care and love ourselves, the more we get unstuck, the more we're going to be able to open ourselves up to even more opportunities and possibilities. Because this loving energy, it's the core to that high vibration, to that abundance, to that growth that we're looking for. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what Aries wants to share with you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It helps me be found on the sea of YouTube, which supports us collectively, starting to raise our vibration and getting ourselves unstuck. And if you did like this video, don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more coming your way, and you don't want to miss any of it. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight, healing, and education is through subscribing to my channel and hitting that little red bell so you don't miss a video. And also, if you did enjoy this video and want to support me making more, I do have a Patreon page. I have provided a link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Carnelian friends. Hello and welcome, my Tiger Iron friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks about the tarot and the oracle cards here, so you get the most fullest and comprehensive reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what Aries wants to share with my Tiger Iron friends. What card symbolizes the message that Aries wants to share with my Tiger Iron friends? It's a good card. It's a really good card. The Sun. It's the 19th card in the Major Arcana, and it talks about that happiness, that joy, that light. And that's exactly what we need to focus in on. Allowing it to fuel us, to energize us, to get us motivated. We don't want to stay too stuck or stand still too long, because our ego starts to take root and cause stagnation. We have a battle then, and it can be a bit more challenging. However, if we're constantly focused in on what's going right, on those positive aspects, we're more able to continue evolving and growing as we need. We're not so focused in on that worst case scenario. We're focused in on the light and love. And that light and love goes a long way in supporting us, in bringing in that abundance, that fulfillment and meaning that brings even more joy, even more happiness, which helps to raise our vibration even higher, which opens up more opportunities, more growth, more development. And we start that cycle all over again. Slowly and surely, we continue and we grow, and it's fantastic when we get caught in the sun's loop. The only problem is that it's so easy to get uncaught and get out of that loop. So let's focus in on staying in that loop. Focus in on that light and that love. Let's see how Aries is going to help us do that. What further support, wisdom, woe, and guidance does Aries have for my Tiger Iron friends? I love this card. It just makes me giggle because I always hear a splat when I pull this card. The Five of Wands. We can't allow our ego to control us. We can't get slowed down. We can't get bogged down. We need to use that inner fire and inner passion to our advantage, rather than allowing that inner self-talk to hold us back, to hold us down. I know that can be really hard, because the one thing many of us excel at is beating ourselves up. One of the ways I can help you out with that is a meditation that I did with Archangel Raguel, where we looked at balancing our thoughts and beliefs about self. Now, if you're new to my channel and aren't too sure about a meditation I just talked about, I have 2 meditative playlists on my channel. One is Healing with the Archangels, where you'll find that meditation with Archangel Raguel, and the second is called Just You and Me, where it's just you and me, and we focus in on a tool or a skill that will support you right here and right now. All of my meditations are about 30 minutes long. They're a guided meditation, and most importantly, they are free for you to use and revisit as you need. So that meditation with Archangel Raguel can and will support you with shifting our perspective of self, shifting our beliefs of self. Another couple meditations that can help out with this, of course, are any of the 3 meditations that I did with Archangel Chamuel. Archangel Chamuel works with us with self-love, that compassion, and we need that. We need to embrace that joyous, happy energy, letting it fuel us. And that includes ourselves, healing and loving us. It goes a long way in our journey, and it goes a long way in really shifting gears for us. It's so easy to get hyper-focused in on problems and challenges rather than what's going right. Our ego likes to make sure we realize that there are other things than the sun in the world. We need to shift perspectives, shift energies. So when our ego starts to bring up this conflict, this hurt, we're able to say, you know what? It's a good point. I am learning from that. I'm going to break the pattern of beating myself up for situations and events that happened in the past, or situations and events I don't have control over. And I'm going to focus in on things that are life-giving and that I do have a bit of control over. I can control how I respond and how I move forward from it. That little bit of shift in your self-talk goes a long way in improving your ability and increasing your passion and drive to push yourself forward. And then, oh yeah, the King of Swords. I love this deck. I love the different dragons. The one thing that makes me a little bit sad is that there are no dragons in the court cards. I would have loved to see a dragon in behind him. I know it's inlaid in his armor and on his sword, but really, he needs a dragon in the background. It's just my one sad on this deck. Back to the King of Swords. That knowledge is going to set you free. We have this amazing passion, and we have the sun overseeing everything. That knowledge, though, that's going to help give you that direction, that insight. Focusing in on what you understand, focusing in on what's going right, will help you understand even more. Because when we're focusing in on aspects and pieces that are going right, we're focusing in on that joy, that happiness, those life-giving aspects. Well, guess what? The universe, those high vibrational beings, they start to little flick in more support, more insight, more aha moments. And then we can take those aha moments and use them to our advantage, allowing them to direct us even more, helping us to make decisions for our greatest and best good. It is as simple as that. We just need to be mindful of our perspective. Those self-fulfilling prophecies, well, they're very true. You wake up in the morning and you think you're going to have a bad day. Well, guess what? You're right. You're going to have a bad day. However, if you wake up and go, oh, the sun came out today. I'm so excited. This is going to be fantastic. Guess what? You're going to be right too. Which would you rather be right on? The joy and happiness or the challenge and heartache? That's your call. That perspective, it's important. The biggest thing Aries is going to encourage you to do is mind that perspective shift. Being mindful of how you engage in your life. Because, like I said, that self-fulfilling prophecy, well, it's true. It's accurate. We can use it to our advantage. And when we're having those great days, we're having fun, things are going our way, the universe, well, rewards us with more good things. We end up with more abundance, more growth. Our manifestation skills start to really hone in and get going. It's a fantastic loop to get into. However, like I said, our ego likes to draw us out, pull us out. On the good side, it's kind of easy to get back into this. Focusing in on what's going right, what brings you joy, and brings others joy. We need to be mindful of that. I've caught a couple clients on it recently where they've been partaking in things that are joyful for them, but when you looked at it at an outside perspective, it was pretty low vibrational. So, being mindful of that, when you're in a high vibrational activity or endeavor, it's for the greater good of all. Sure, it may predominantly be for you because you're the one who's partaking in it. However, it doesn't hurt others. It only increases their vibration. It encourages them forward. It doesn't ever take away. So that's the difference between low vibration, because it does have that instant gratification, but it has a very short span. You have to keep redoing it and keep harming others to get that instant gratification. Whereas this, you can keep dipping into it and encouraging yourself while encouraging others. So there's a global growth, a global abundance. That's really important when we're looking at focusing in on the sun, because the sun, it doesn't pick and choose who it's going to shine on. It's there. Should we embrace it? All right, so let's look at what else we can embrace. Let's look at some abundances. What abundance does Aries want to share with my Tiger Iron friends? I kind of like how we have the King of Swords here. He's up in the clouds talking about his connection and communication with the high vibrational beings. But we also have the sun that's high in the sky. It's only the Five of Wands that has us pinned to the ground and kind of stagnant and stuck. These two guys are flying high and enjoying it. Black Dragon from Saturn brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but really it's not so much. What we're talking about is actually engaging in different activities that bring you that spiritual growth. Things like meditation or creativity. You're ensuring that you're spending time and partaking in these activities that bring you that spiritual growth. Another amazing activity that can support you with this is connecting with your intuition. Because that intuition, it's everywhere. It's just a lot of times we shut that down and we have this misconception that only a certain few, a select few, can use that intuitive ability. Not so much. Everybody has it. Everybody has differing and varying degrees of intuition and empathy. The more you use it, the more you're going to be able to, rely on it. Use it as a tool to support you. And I have a tool that will support you in connecting in with that intuitive energy. It's another meditation, this time with Archangel Raziel, where we worked on those intuitive skills. The more you use it, the stronger it will become. And then finally, the green gold dragon brings universal knowledge to the spiritual pathway. I think we just said that intuitive information was going to be needed. Well, it's true. The more knowledge and information we have, the better and clearer our decisions are. They're going to be for our greater good, and they'll keep that sun shining bright in the sky. Keep us motivated, keep us directed. And that's what Aries wants you to do. Like I said earlier, Aries is a cardinal zodiac sign. It's a turning point. And this is very much a turning point for you guys. We're looking at making a subtle shift in perspective to focus in on the positive, focus in on what's going right, those abundances, your creativity, your intuition. That focus shift will support you in gaining the knowledge and the insight that you need to move forward in a high vibrational way. That's going to help you realign yourself to your soul's deeper purpose, which of course will bring you great joy and great fulfillment. It's taking it one step at a time, one shift at a time. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We don't want to overwhelm ourselves. Taking it slow and steady. Changing that perspective will support us in gaining a vast amount of insight and direction, because our vibration rises as that perspective shifts. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what Aries wants to share with you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It helps me be found on the sea of YouTube, which supports us collectively, starting to raise our vibration and getting ourselves unstuck. And if you did like this video, don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more coming your way, and you don't want to miss any of it. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight, healing, and education is through subscribing to my channel and hitting that little red bell so you don't miss a video. And also, if you did enjoy this video and want to support me making more, I do have a Patreon page. I have provided a link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Tiger Iron friends.